absolutely sure that Dan Sherry would be too much for Nigel Benn tonight. What do you think about that?
I'd be surprised if he is. I think Nigel has shown in his recent fights that he has somewhat curbed that fiery, explosive, aggressive style that he had, but yet he's still got the power. He's boxing better, and I would favour him strongly tonight. I think that Sherry will suit him and he'll win the fight, and I think he'll win it inside the 10-round distance.
Do you really? Do you think it'll be a good test, though, for him?
It'll be a great test for him. It'll be an excellent fight.
OK, Barry, thanks very much indeed. Well, of course, on the night when the older sounds of Swing Low, Sweet Chariot have been echoing around Wembley, a night of international football friendlies, we've got highlights from the Republic of Ireland against Wales in Dublin. But we're going to lead off with our boxing, of course, that important fight for Nigel Benn if he's going to re-establish his position as a definite world title challenger. The aim, a return with Chris Eubank. Nigel Benn's form early in his career was quite devastating. 8 first-round knockouts in his first 12 fights, 4 of them within a minute. The Commonwealth title soon followed, but hopes of a world title faded with defeat dramatically by Michael Watson.
Oh, he's gone. So, the big hiccup has been hit.
A spell in America revived his fortunes. Benn became a world champion in superb style against Doug DeWitt.
Yes, that's it. It's all over. Third knockdown, and in the 8th round, Nigel Benn has won the WBO middleweight championship of the world.
He followed that with an emphatic first-round demolition of Iran Barkley in his first offence. Then Chris Eubank took his world title after another thriller in Birmingham. Since then, he's had 4 wins, but above all, Nigel Benn wants Eubank again. He's got to look impressive tonight.
It's all over in the 9th round.
We're going at this fight. It means a lot to me. It puts me back in shot for a world title. Not just with Eubank, with the other WBC, WBA. So it's a big fight for me. Big step.
Dan Sherry is a huge outsider with the bookies, but he's been promised another head-to-head with Eubank if he upsets the odds. The 25-year-old Canadian certainly isn't overawed by Nigel Benn.
This is a chance for me to kill 2 birds, 1 stone. First, I'm going to get Nigel Benn. I've studied hard. I've done all my homework. I'm ready for him. He's in for a big surprise. Big puncher. Hey, that doesn't scare me. I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. Eubank's next.
Well, Dan Sherry has left his dressing room. He's in the ring and all set to go. They're all set there for the entrance of Nigel Benn. Let's go ringside and join your commentators, the old firm. Jim Watt, and first of all, let's say good evening to Reg Guttridge.
Well, hello then, and we're just waiting for the entrance then of Nigel Benn. They've had the Big Ben chimes, and I must say he's very confident indeed, without being as bold as he was in his early days, Nigel Benn. And you get the feeling that when things hot up, well, the dominant force is usually the calm assurance, and that's definitely what this fella's had. Bit of a new image. He's a little needled with Dan Sherry, and I can understand it because I was actually at that press conference, and it had nothing to do with promoters asking him to fight at all. Sherry just leaned over and rather quietly exchanged of words, and certainly Ben was not amused at all, but he didn't react too much, and eventually he got up and said, "I'm leaving, I think I've had enough." Nothing to worry about in the weights. They're still really middleweights. 11 stone 9 Ben and 2 ounces. 11 stone 8 Dan Sherry. Superweight division really. They made the match at 11 stone 10 pounds, so they're sort of a catch weight really between. From Ontario, Canada, Sherry doesn't carry a championship tag, but well, they're all important at this level. And there's another little chap. He's got a different lining. They've really got these cycling shorts on there, doesn't he, Nigel Benn? Very confident fella indeed, this fellow. And there's the rundown of Dan Sherry. Only those 2 decisions, and that was the last one for the Canadian Championship with the unbeaten Otis Grant of Southpaw, and he retired in the 7th round there with a bit of eye trouble apparently.
Ladies and gentlemen, promoted by Matchroom and sponsored by the Daily Mirror and the Sunday Mirror, we are proud to present the main attraction of the evening, an international super middleweight contest at 11 stone 10 pound over 10 rounds, each of 3 minutes duration. Your referee for the contest is Larry O'Connell of Hartley, your timekeeper Tommy Rice of Sutton, and your British Boxing Board of Control steward in charge, John Handler. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing to you in the red corner with the red and white shorts from Ontario with 18 wins from 20 contests, the former middleweight champion of Canada, Dan Sherry.
Well, mixed reception, I think we can call that.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in the blue corner with the black and white shorts from Ilford with 31 wins from 33 contests, the former middleweight champion of the world, Nigel Benn.
Well, that really, he could set up like this fella, indeed. He captures the public imagination because he can punch, and the paying customers like that, don't they? Never know what's going to happen when Ben's around.
11 stone, 9 pounds, 2 ounces. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
So referee then Larry O'Connell. There are no judges remembered for this one, so well, we won't get the confusions that we've had in recent fights, including Dan Sherry and the Eubank, of course. And Jim White and I thought that once that back header had happened, we thought Sherry was ahead on points, but we were outvoted on a split decision, and Eubank retained the championship. So there it is then, 10 scheduled. Well, Sherry might have tried to weigh up Ben, but Ben hasn't bothered to look at the video, he told me, of the Eubank-Sherry fight. So I'll just take it as it comes.
Well, Ben's landed the very first punch that he's thrown, a little shot right, and Sherry came right off the stool right onto it. Didn't have the full power, luckily for Sherry, but Sherry looks a little bit reckless at the beginning here. He's charging into Ben. A little bit reckless against a puncher like Ben.
It's going to be a bit untidy, a bit needly. They might settle down in around or two, Jim, if it goes that long.
Yeah, well, I expected the opposite from Sherry. I thought he would have started circling round the ropes. But maybe he feels the closer he is to Ben, the safer he's going to be. They're going to say he started positively anyway.
Yes, it takes a bit of guts to get inside Ben's punches, but they can be less troublesome. It's when you pull away from Ben, he catches and wings you with a punch, a long punch. Good shot, he throws the right hand there.
Well, certainly has the style to give Ben problems. He's difficult, he's awkward, he frustrates opponents. But I don't think he does anything well enough to trouble Ben seriously. I think once Ben warms up, gets a little bit of rhythm into his punching, I think he's going to see this man off.
Well, no sitting on the fence there with you, Jim. O'Connell will get this one under control. Remember, the referee didn't really get the Sherry Eubank fight under control. And a lot of people thought he was acting. It looked that way when he went down, Sherry, but in fact, he was in trouble. And his eyes dilated and everything. And he really was in trouble. He was swallowing his own blood.
I think this is the calmest opening round we've seen from Ben in a long time.
Yeah, I think it's Graham Mountain, his new trainer, knows the game. He's real skillful, Alexandra, who fought Sugar Ray Leonard as an amateur. And of course, Sherry was with the Sugar Ray Leonard camp, but he still is to a degree, but not with the great Sugar himself. He's got his trainer in the corner, though, Pepe Correa. Well, there's no taunting from Sherry, as he did before. And he was very upset when he was accused of actual racial taunting. He said, that's the last thing I did with you, mate, and I deny that. Oh, well, all powers together. They weren't exactly like a couple of old gentlemen in the gymnasium in that opening round, Jim. They just did a little armistice with a touch of gloves there at the end. I don't think that's going to keep up.
Well, it seems at least it shows a change in attitude in Sherry. I mean, before he seemed to spend all his time trying to annoy Eubank, but he seems to be a different fella tonight.
They brought in a London assistant there, Arthur Harry, without an H. And that's Pepe Correa, who actually worked with Sugar Ray Leonard when he was 14 years old. Right above us there, Sherry. I hope he's accurate with that guard. And that's Brian Melton, as I said one time. London Milkman, Pavilion, and a very good teacher in the Matchroom Gymnasium at Ronald. But he's self-managed, actually, Ben now, but under the promotional Barry Hearn banner. So out for the second round then. Did you hear what the referee said then, Jim? They came together. I missed that.
Not sure if he was telling him to tidy up. I can't think of any other complaint he might have. It was a slightly untidy first round.
Yeah, I used the word inside, so that's probably... yes, keep it clean inside. I think I read the lips there.
I think Nigel wants to get his punches up just a little bit quicker from now on. No, he had a nice long look at Sherry in the opening round. He wants to get the punches off a little bit sharper, because if he allows Sherry to get as close as he is now, he's just going to spoil things all night long. That's probably the reason he's here, just to stop Ben from working.
It's good to see Ben doing a bit of boxing. Remember, he was an ABA champion.
We have called for Ben to do a bit more boxing, but not necessarily against a boxer, and that's what Sherry is. I think he wants to keep this man under pressure, force him into making some mistakes, show a feint, draw some leads, but just try not to allow him to get too close.
Oh, it's a good shot there, sort of left hand uppercut, almost a hook, and he changed it to an uppercut. And he lost 2 decisions, remember, Sherry, of 20, and that was, of course, to Eubank and Otis Grant.
Well, again, Ben's got the right hand bang onto the target, not full power again. He's getting the right hand home.
Midway through the second round.
Sherry starting his tricks again. You know, if Ben comes in, he's leaning on the back of his neck, turning around, ending up behind him.
I like the way Ben just grinned at it there, didn't it? So don't worry about that. If that's the best you can do, you're not going to bother me.
See, Sherry knows all the tricks. When he misses with a punch, he just lays the arms onto Ben and pushes him so that he can't come back with the counter punch. Then he goes behind Ben again. He knows all the little tricks, all the frustrating stuff. Ben's going to find it difficult to pin him down in the first few rounds.
He's got to keep himself a bit calm though, Ben, isn't he? As you say, throw the punches, but not actually, well, you don't lose your temper in the ring, you get nailed easily that way. But the flailing Ben, well, that's out now. He isn't trying to pick punches all the time. Well, the referee gave him plenty of chance to fight inside there, and then had to call break when it started to get untidy again. So coming up the end of the second. Lots of cheers there, I must say. Sherry's gone and landed a right-hander right on the bell, and the American trainer, Pepe Correa, there he is there in the ring. Really enjoyed that, and he had plenty to say too before the fight, and well, it just riled the Ben camp a bit. Had 2 fights, as I said, since he fought Eubank last February in Brighton. Defeated Gary Mackison for the Canadian Championship. That was over 12 rounds on point, and then lost to Otis Grant to retire. He retired in 7. The referee just visited the corner there, obviously asking him to tidying up. Jim, it's annoying him, they're getting around the back.
Yeah, well, I think Sherry will be quite happy. He's managed to nullify a lot of Ben's work with some of that awkward stuff, and he'll probably continue to do that as long as he'll get away with it.
Well, the old days of the early stuff, 13 in the first and 8 in the second by Ben, are over now. But he has scored 44 knockdowns in his career. It's incredible, that. Oh, this is the old blasting Ben by the look of it.
Ben wants to step the pace up, but he doesn't want it to become wild. Those were kind of swinging punches, not the punches we expect from him. But he is going to have to step the pace up, force this man into making some mistakes.
This Canadian knows, he's not only shrewd, Jim, he's a bit durable too. He takes a fair shot.
Yeah, he's good at what he does, Reg. He knows how to mess people about. He's an intelligent thinking fighter. And he's certainly paying Ben lots of respect. He's not staying in the one spot for a second. As soon as Ben gets close, he's going right up against Ben, putting his chin over his shoulder. Ben's going to have to punch as he moves in. He can't let this fella see. Here he goes again. He can't allow Sherry to get close. He's going to have to punch as he moves in.
Well, Ben not a bit amused by that, and quite rightly, Larry O'Connell. Oh, there we go now. So you want it that way? All right, let's forget it. This is where you needed a strong referee, and Larry O'Connell's been around. He's on the WBC world list. Around the world, he's refereed and judged. And, of course, former boxer.
That was a good shot, Reg. Caught Sherry high. That was a nice punch. Ben just wants to show a little feint and draw some mistakes from him.
So they're often both throwing right hands at the same time, Jim. It's just a question of who connects first.
Well, I think Ben can certainly afford to trade with this fellow. But as soon as Ben allows him close up, he just wants to spoil.
Oh, no punch there. Yep, quite right. He deserves a warning for that. That's the way to shoot the right hand over the top of the left knee. He didn't go there, man.
Well, most of Ben's success has come from his right hand, so he wants to start favouring that now. He's got a few more inches to get the right hand in. Sherry's nullifying Ben's left hand work, his jab, but the right hand is working.
Made great fuss about the size of the ring, the Canadian camp, and they had to dismantle it and put it back up again. It was 16 foot odd in inside measurement, but the management wouldn't go for it, so they made it 18 foot. But he's not really using it enough, skirting around the perimeters, Jerry, to bother to do all that, the whole of the showstopper. Oh, what a punch. Well, the right hand's always coming. He is not going to make that. Now, this fella's never been counted out in his life, but his legs are gone, and he stopped it in the third round. The perfect finish there by Nigel Benn. He took his time a little bit. There was always a bit of quality about his punching tonight, and they're invading the ring as they always do. And he deserves the plaudits, Ben, because that's one of the most complete professional jobs he's done. Because, Jim, this fellow takes a real good punch.
And that was a cracking punch, Reg. That's the only kind of punches that Ben throws, is the good punches. He had a little bit more space with the right hand to get the punches home. Sherry was nullifying most of the left hand work, and there it went. Just missed his whisker a couple of times earlier, but that one was bang on the chin.
So the doctor's had a quick look at Dan Sherry. He can't have any objections this time, as he did last time. And the formal hand raising, of course. For the newspaper photographers more than anybody, that picture. 32nd win now, out of 34 fights for Nigel Benn. Assistant Peter de Freitas in the corner there, everybody very delighted, and rightly so too, because that really puts Ben back in that world title picture. He needs to have a championship tag. Jim, let's have another look at this.
Yeah, well, Ben was very dangerous with the right hand all the way through. The first punch of the fight was the right hand, similar to that, not with the same power. But against one of the most difficult men in the game to look good against, Nigel's manager, that was a beautiful punch to finish with.
Went down his own time to whip the carpet from under his feet there. So he really knew he'd been tagged there with a dynamite punch. This fellow can bang a bit on, and I say, he's old age at 28, well, he's got a bit of boxing ability and maturity and a bit of skill to go with it, and that's what you need at world level. Oh, and I tell you what, look at the size of those shoulders. He's got the body to go with it. Big night for Nigel Benn at Alexandra Palace. So with that celebration in the ring, Jim, we'll hand back to Jim Rosenthal and Barry Maguire.
Thank you very much indeed, Reg and Jim Watt as well. Well, Barry McGuigan, you got it absolutely right. And I'll tell you what, for me, Nigel Benn is still the most exciting fighter in British boxing.
Certainly one of the most explosive punchers. He certainly is one of the most exciting fighters we've had for many years. He is a great finisher, and that right hand just was like a bombshell. He set it up a bit. He could have set it up better with the left jab, but it made contact, and it could have happened a bit sooner if he'd used the jab. But what a puncher. Fabulous.
In his career, he's knocked over a lot of people early on. I mean, Mexican road sweepers, and he's described them as that. But this was a very controlled performance against a pretty useful opponent.
He's becoming more controlled all the time. That's what I like about him. And I like this more conservative style because he's got the power there anytime. He's dangerous from the first round to the last round. He's a fabulous puncher. And he's a better fighter, I believe.
Good. Barry, thanks very much for the moment anyway. Of course, we'll be hoping to have a word with Nigel Benn. We've got football action coming up for you as well. And we're back with that in a couple of minutes.